The Time Estimates. It is a story of 1988. The personal computers were only 5 years old in the country. Professor Jambunath, a professor in the strategy area, was wondering why the 3 PCXTs were not getting commissioned for use. He had been able to convince the director to buy the 3 PCXTs for use by faculty, including himself. He had created a PCXT-based computer training center in a bank 2 years ago, which was the first computer training center in the banking industry in the country. He could not work on computer as using computer meant he should walk a kilometer, climb 3 floors in the rented building in which the computer center was located. Thus, for a 30-minute job that he could do during the break period between classes, he needed to waste 2 hours and get tired as he was over 50 years old. Besides, the head of computer center was reluctant to allow any subordinate staff, like typists and stenographers, etc., for using computer even for faculty support. Since very few persons were developing course material and case material, like Professor Jambunath, there was no appreciation of the problem faced by him. Professor Jambunath was also having heavy teaching load, almost 2 times of average faculty load, that gave him little leeway to use computer center facilities. One day he entered the office of Mr. Vikram, project manager, who after retirement as chief engineer of MES had joined recently. They were good friends and shared each other's concern, as Professor Jambunath also helped in project management as and when required by the director when Mr. Vikram was on leave. The following transpired between them. Professor J. Good morning, Mr. Vikram. What is the delay in handing over the computer room for installation and commissioning of PCXTs purchased 3 months ago in the first week of July and lying in the alley? It is October 10. I see the room painting work done long back. Even air conditioning is done almost a month ago. Mr. Vikram, come on, Professor J. It will not take much time now. Only little work is left. By November first week, it should be handed over. Professor J. What is all that is left to be done? I see everything is done. Mr. Vikram, we have to fix lightning arrestor for protection. Professor J. What all is required? Mr. Vikram, we have to make a pit and fix lightning arrestor in that. Professor J. How large is the pit? Is it 1 meter by 1 meter or 3 meter by 3 meter? Is it 1 feet deep or 10 feet deep? Mr. Vikram, oh no, it is only 1.5 and 2 feet size. Professor J. How about lightning arrestor? Is it imported or available locally? Mr. Vikram, it is available locally. Professor J. How far? Near airport 20 kilometers away or close by, say, 1 kilometer? Mr. Vikram, no, not that far. It is available in main market 5 kilometers away. Professor J. How costly is it? Is it in lakhs or thousands? Mr. Vikram, oh no, it hardly costs rupees 500. Professor J. Sir, you have been provided a jeep with the driver. You also have an imprest of rupees 2,000. Why can't you give the money to the driver and ask him to bring the arrestor by afternoon? You can also hire a labor for half a day at rupees 20. A large number of labor stands at the corner of the institute in the morning, creating traffic jam. He can finish the work by lunchtime. In the afternoon, the plate can be fixed and wiring done. By evening, the entire small job will be done. Tomorrow the supplier can install and commission the PCXTs, and I can use the PCXTs day after tomorrow. Mr. Vikram, don't pull my legs, it will be done. Surprise of surprise. On the third day the job was done. Not only Professor Jambunath, but even other faculty members started using Computer Center. For example, a senior professor of MIS, Professor Singh, was going to attend MIS conference with 25 pages of manuscript of a research paper. He was wondering how to get it typed. Professor Jambunath suggested that he should try a soft copy and a printout. The professor was not convinced whether it will be possible, as he was to leave 3 days later. Professor Jambunath suggested that he should give a try and give it to the assistant, Mr. Praveen, whom Professor Jambunath had introduced to basics of WordStar. Professor Singh was pleasantly surprised when the boy typed 25 pages the next day and gave to Professor Singh. Gradually, other staff members learned to use computer, which came handy 6 months later when the intake of the institute MBA program was increased from 30 to 100 in 4 months' time. 20 years later, Dr. Jambunath narrated the story to a newly appointed director of a sister institute, who wondered on the delay, the reasons thereof, and the attendant consequences. Dr. Jambunath quipped whether the things have really changed.